Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Star Notes, the Northern Stars media talk show. So today we have a special guest in addition to Nia. So would our special guest please introduce themselves?
Hello. I am Nathaniel James Martin. I currently go to SIU for a history degree.
So we're glad to have you. It's the first time we're having a special guest join us for Star Notes. So obviously we have a special guest today because today's topic is kind of a big deal. It's kind of been anticipated the whole year, if not last year, because this topic today is the Minecraft movie. The marketing on this has been crazy. Nate, I don't know if you can speak on this, but how has the marketing been for you? Obviously, we have the Minecraft meal, but I've seen this movie everywhere.
Jesus. Yeah, the Minecraft movie. I'm going to be honest. This is Mojang's most successful attempt to turn Minecraft into a franchise.
Yeah.
They have how many spin-off games have they made? Isn't it 7 or so?
Yeah, Minecraft story mode. What else?
There was Dungeons, Legends. I was getting advertisements for the Minecraft movie every single day, every third video or so, which I am the target demographic, I guess.
I guess we all were, because I was just getting this, pretty much everywhere. Obviously McDonald's was going crazy about this. Theaters were going crazy. Well, obviously theaters would go crazy, but just the market on this was just it was excessive.
There's Minecraft cereal boxes with Minecraft
Minecraft
prizes.
Legos. They had the whole deal. They really wanted for people to see this movie. But I guess the first thing is this is going to be a loaded answer on all of our parts, but hey, Nate, do you want to say how you thought about the Minecraft movie first, and then we can go?
Oh, sure. I thought that it was Jingling Keys, the movie. This is the perfect movie if you like looking at colors, occasionally thinking about what those colors mean, and then having no higher brain functions at all. Which is a perfect movie for me.
Okay. Me and Nia saw the movie yesterday, and quite honestly, we did a Star Notes on Snow White. I think I would have much rather watched Snow White for 10 more times than sit through this movie another time. I actually wanted a refund. It was bad.
Wow.
It was bad. Even worse than I thought. And we can't say it's a kid's movie because they showed Jason Momoa's ass a couple times. And they had the weird thing with the villager and the prince. And they're making innuendos at the end. This is not a kid's movie. This is no. Nia, you want to explain more on that?
Honestly, I feel like I lost a brain cell.
A brain cell?
More than listen. I am a big Jack Black fan, so that's why I wanted to go see this movie. And even Jack Black couldn't save this.
No.
I tried to request a refund. They wouldn't give it to me.
Oh no. I actually felt sick after watching it. That's how bad. I was expecting a little bit better. I was going in. We'll talk about Rotten Tomatoes later, but I was going into it not expecting the highest, but it wasn't abysmally low, which we'll talk about that in a bit. But I actually felt sick. It was not good. I guess without further ado, let's start explaining our reasoning. So let's run through the entire plot of the Minecraft movie and break it down. So. Okay.
Let's go.
So let's go.
We start off our movie with Jason Momoa being a washed-up video game champion. I still want to know what happened to him. Because they say in the movie that there was something that happened to him after he lost his restaurant that made his entire business go into ruin, and it's never explained. I still want to know what that was.
They even explain at the end.
Oh.
His whole shtick is he's a failing business owner, right? He's about to be evicted. He needs money. He needs that cash. All right.
And he decides to go to an auction.
Yeah. A store. Yeah, that was weird. What was the point of that? I mean, to find the little cube thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at the beginning they explain Steve explains that combining the crystal with the actual gem brings you to the Minecraft overworld. Which, okay, I'm just gonna talk about that right now. That I get they're trying to be creative, but that just was.
It was all over the place.
It made, not saying it made no sense, but it was just. it wasn't like logical in any way. I guess it didn't need to be logical, but there was so many better ways they could have done it.
They didn't really explain a lot of things. Like they left a lot of things open in this movie, I will say. So like we have to just guess or like come up with our own conclusions about what happened.
Yeah. So that's just that little intro part. So he goes to that storage thing. Or that storage auction, which is already weird in itself. Like, he could have found it. It could have fallen from the sky for all, you know.
I'm going to be honest. I did not expect to see Dan TDM there, but he was.
Who was he?
He was one of the random people in the auction. It was like a flashbang seeing him. I just didn't expect it at all.
Wait, so they didn't even have him in an actual role? They just had him as an extra?
Yeah, they did that with some other people. One of the... Jeb, he was a random server during one of the romance scenes.
So they really packed this thing with a bunch of notable celebrities. They'd even this actually, if you please watch our last Star Notes actually, where we talked about video game adaptation movies, how they just constantly pack it with celebrities. But the movie does horribly, right? But they make a lot of money.
But
yeah. Anyways, that was please watch our last week's one if you want to learn more about that. But this is just sort of like that cycle, Because it's like even the extras, like the ones who don't even talk, it's just like, oh, they're right there.
The budget must have been massive.
Obviously, look at the marketing on this. Yeah, the budget must have been astronomical. If they really were banking on this much of a return.
I mean, just got to count on people.
They probably
they've been producing this thing for 11 years. They needed to make their money back.
11 years.
11 years. Even the Super Mario movie, they probably looked at that and they're like, oh, that made $1 billion. I mean, but here's the thing. Super Mario movie, in their defense, it was actually kind of a decent storyline.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
So, okay, anyway, continuing on. Basically, here's the other thing we forgot to say. Jack Black was like, he had like a little intro monologue, basically, of what's happened. He kind of set the world building.
Oh, I remember it.
With I forgot the name of the witchcraft pig.
Something. Start with M.
Minecraft movie.
No, that's later. Lava Chicken is later. But in Steve's intro, I actually kind of liked the intro. It was very tongue-in-cheek and funny. It didn't take itself seriously whatsoever.
That's why I thought it was going to be a good movie.
Yeah,
because I'm like, his intro low-key kind of slapped.
But that was it.
That was it.
Witchcraft pig.
And then we were right into it. Are you talking about Natalie?
Malgosha. It's Malgosha.
Malgosha. Oh.
Yeah. Wait, Kate McKinnon was there? As who? They really just
This movie was chock full of stars, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer Coolidge was the vice president. Or vice principal, sorry. Vice principal.
I know Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah. That was super weird. Anyways, going back to the rendition of the plot. Yeah, the storage
Jason Momoa lost all of his remaining money, and he is crying on the side of the road.
Well, actually, he went into debt for that. He's like, cash that in 6 months. But yeah, he was driving on the road, and then that's when we meet
Henry and Natalie are the character names.
Yeah, that's when we meet Henry and Natalie. They're moving into a new town. It's kind of like a rundown town. It's not really like the best town. And we get a little bit of background about like Henry being like somewhat bullied for being a nerd, and then Natalie's like the caregiver. Yeah, like she's overworking herself as like a social media person for her company.
She's his guardian because their mom died, and their mom.
Which they didn't expand on that at all.
Their mom wanted them to move to this town.
But that was it. But they showed one picture of the mom, and then that was it. Yeah. Like I would have preferred. It's like like later on in the story, Henry like has some sort of heart to heart with like the messages from the mom or something. Yeah. But they just showed that done. Nothing else related to that from that like. And then we get introduced to the fourth person in the group, which was Dawn, right? Dawn. Yeah.
The one who runs 90 million hustles, most notably animals and real estate.
And Dawn is also played by Diane Brooks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying all the actors are bad, or none of the actors are bad, but like, it's just the fact it was just packed full of like notable actors. But after that, I believe Henry goes to... Jason Momoa's, his name is Garbage Man, right?
Yeah, Garbage Man. His nickname is the Garbage
Gret Garrison.
Man.
Yeah. Gret Garrison's his name, right? Obviously, they go. Henry goes to
Garbage Man.
Garbage Man. Yeah, he calls himself the Garbage Man, but it's Gret Garrison. So we'll just call him Garbage Man from now on. Basically, Henry walks into his like kind of like store, and then he finds the cube. And he's like, there's a letter that says don't put together. He puts it together, and then the garbage man, then Natalie and Dawn basically chase after them when they find out they're missing, and it leads them to like a portal to the overworld, and then they all get sucked in.
You forgot about the fact that Henry committed an act of terrorism that resulted in the horrific destruction of Chippy the Chip. And also, there was this one bit in the school where the teacher said, "My life is a ruin. It's a financial nightmare. I would wish this on no one." And then we cut to the kid next to Henry saying, "My dad said math was debunked." And that was really funny. I loved that.
That was funny. Basically just saying the stage how dumb the school is and how poor the town is.
Yeah.
But I guess anyway, past that part, they go to the overworld, right? And from here, this is when it all goes to crap, pretty much. Because I don't even remember. Like, it was just a blur.
I will say I completely blocked this movie out of my brain.
Yeah, well, obviously, Malgosha finds out that the orb of dominance is what it's called.
Yeah, she finds out it's back.
It's back, and then he sends Steve, Jack Black's character,
as a double agent.
Yeah, but he obviously was not going to be a double agent. So, kind of like from this point on, they just kind of packed us full of Minecraft references. Yeah. Basically, like forcibly.
Yeah.
So, like Dennis being the
Orb of Dominance is a Minecraft reference. It's from Minecraft Legends.
Well, oh boy. Okay.
What happens after that? So they get in there. It gets dark time. Now zombies, skeletons, and creepers are after them.
Let's just say, I didn't really like how they were rendered, but I mean, okay, they were okay. But like not as weird as Snow White, I will say. But
Henry discovers that, hey, I can build stuff here. So he saves Don, Natalie, and himself. Garrett is he ran off. He said every man for himself. So Henry saves him, gets him into this little like tower that he built. Yeah. And then right when the zombies are finna grab them, Jack Black shows up. So
it just made no sense.
Steve shows up and beats him up.
Which makes no sense. Like, how is he maybe he senses where it is, but like they never explained it. No. He just shows up in a convenient time. Yeah. When they're first of all, they're just cornered at the top of that stuff. Why can't he just build his way across somewhere or something? Know. Like they just wanted a way to introduce Jack Black's character. Yeah. And then Jack Black is like, "Oh yeah, give me the orb, and then we'll save the overworld," that sort of thing. That's basically what it was. But then Jason Momoa's character, Garrett Garrison.
Oh wait, we missed a part.
What's up?
Garrett's character messes up, like breaks the piece of the orb that takes them back to Earth. Yeah. And so now Jack Black has to take them on a mission to this woodland house or something in the Enderman house. Yeah. To get the other piece so that they can get back to Earth.
Which is generally how it's set up for the rest of the movie. Yeah.
So they go off to the village where we have everyone's favorite scene, Lava Chicken, where we have the first musical number. And I had made a joke to my friend, the one who saw the movie with the first time. And I said, I bet there won't be a musical number. No way. And as the musical number started, he turned to me and said, "Idiot." Entirely deserved.
When the musical number started, I was like, what is going on? What is this movie?
I enjoyed it immensely. That's going to be the one thing I admit. It's just like Peaches from the Mario Boy movie. It's so catchy, and it's stuck in my head.
Anyways, from that
I would like to note that chicken got exactly what it deserved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was this the... Wait, hold on. We might have skipped a bit, but this might have been the part, or a couple... scenes ago was the villager walks into the portal and then runs into the vice president or the vice principal from Henry's school.
Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't run into the vice principal. The vice principal runs into him.
Runs over him.
Grand Cherokee.
It was like, and then I don't know why they continued that whole storyline afterwards. It was just super weird. They only had that scene, one where they were at a bar or like a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And then at the very end in the credits, but like they really had no reason to do that other than comedic. For comedic value, it's like extra flavor.
Neither of those characters were needed.
No, yeah, it was just they needed to fill in the characters. But anyways, So Technoblade was actually referenced after, or it was before or after the lava chicken, but slightly before or after.
It was before the lava chicken.
Technoblade was mentioned, which I thought was a nice touch. There was like a pig with a crown, and then basically Henry asked, "Oh, who is that?" And then Jack Black was like, "Oh yeah, it's a legend." So I thought that was, I will say that I think that was a nice touch, referencing Technoblade in the Minecraft movie. But I
thought it was really sweet.
That was really sweet. But then I think, was this the point where Malgosha sends Big Chunk? Was his name Big Chungus?
In my mind, his name was
His
Big
name
Chungus.
was General Chungus. Do not disrespect his name.
Okay, well, she sends him to, kill Steve and get the orb, and somehow, some way, Garrett, Steve, and Henry get separated from Don and Natalie, and so they each have to find their way to this Enderman Tower, and Garrett tells Steve, hey, I saw that note you wrote with the orb of dominance, and I need some diamonds because I'm broke. And so he makes them go on a detour. Natalie and Don, we actually really don't know what they do at this time. We know that they wanted to find a map.
We don't know anything.
And then after they lose the guy that has the map, we don't know where they are. And
well, we know they just go into the woods with a hoe and a shovel and begin walking in a single direction.
Yeah.
And eventually they find Dennis in a conveniently placed femur bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's basically it. Dennis looked weird, by the way.
Well, I mean,
I will say.
He looked like a block-built
dog
wolf.
Yeah.
And so Dennis can take them to Steve. And so while Dennis is doing that with them, we don't see that. We just know that's what he's doing. Garrett, Henry, the guys are
well, they take a detour. They go to Diamonds, and then Henry realizes that it's like, oh, they're not actually trying to get them home. He's just selfish.
They get Diamonds somehow, some way, because they got separated. Malgosha sends another bigger version of the first guy she sent.
Yeah.
And he's after them, and somehow they get out of the tunnel through.
Like going through the mine cart, like the redstone mine.
Through the mine cart, and what happens?
It was like, okay, that minecart scene was like full of the creepers.
Yeah.
It was like, that was unnecessarily tense at all.
Yeah, because it was a creeper farm.
Yeah, no, that was unnecessarily tense, like especially when they were like crying before, like when they were pushing the cart, like that whole scene that had like the tense music and everything. It's like, it wasn't tense at all. It's like, I don't know. It was just, it left a bad taste in my mouth, I guess. They escaped what's up?
I hate sidetracking us in a backwards direction, but I would like to say that it's around this point in the movie where you can feel a lot of stuff got cut out. Like you said, the girl characters there are a lot of parts of their storyline where it seems like large chunks of it have just been taken out by a very zealous editor. And when you said that Henry, sorry, told the others that he knew what their plan was, it felt like they had cut out the scene where they explained that to him, because they felt that the audience knew that's what was going on, and they didn't need to have it explained to them twice.
Oh, gosh.
And unfortunately, it just felt like a lot of stuff was removed. And also,
I do feel that.
I hate sidetracking this more, but we skipped over one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Okay.
Jason Momoa and Jack Black's homoerotic relationship developing.
Where?
I think this is when you went to go to the bathroom because you were bored.
Maybe. I was so bored I went to the bathroom. But
yeah, please explain.
While they're escaping the piglins, Steve pulls out two Elytra wingsuits, slaps one onto Henry and one onto Jason Momoa, and pushes them over the cliff. And then they 69 in air.
This is not a kid's movie.
That is the start of their glorious relationship. I maintain that this is a perfect movie for all audiences of all ages. Everyone understands.
I want to block that scene out so much from my mind.
You know what?
That I skipped over it. Because why did that have to be a thing? They could just flew over it. They flew over the mountain. But they have to go to this tiny hole, right? And they had to like literally stop. Okay.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
There was a net. Clearly, they wouldn't make it. They had to do the 69.
They had so much time.
There was so much potential for this scene. There was so much potential, and it was destroyed.
Yeah, and I think the end of the Electro Windsuits one is when they had the water breaking the fall gag.
Yeah, the bucket.
Water bucket, release! I loved the fact that they had pandas so often in this movie, and the interactions they had with Jack Black.
Yes, I was so excited about that. I said, please give me my Kung Fu Panda references.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't catch that?
Mm-hmm. But was this the point where they get to the manor, right?
Yes, they get to the manor.
This is when they get to the woodland mansion, and he has an overly complicated explaining scene.
First of all, the Enderman scene made no sense to include at all.
Listen, baby, I could not. I thought I got sucked in by the Enderman. I felt like I fell asleep during that scene.
But why'd they include it? Because when Henry's getting hypnotized by the Enderman, because he grabbed the crystal, he has the gem, right? You would think it's like, oh, this last big thing that's like stopping him. But the Enderman is just, we get a scene of just the Enderman just freaking out, tweaking out for like a couple, and then Henry's just like, wait a minute, this is stupid. And then he just like does this and then kills the Enderman.
It was the worst fight scene I've ever seen.
He just swings in the same motion and and the Enderman just like teleports in front of him multiple times. Like it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Like
I honestly, that part of the movie made me wonder if maybe the having your worst fears beamed into your brain is a both ways thing. Did the Enderman see his wife and children saying that they disown him? Oh, maybe he wanted to die at that point. Maybe he had a voice in his head saying, your taxes are overdue.
Oh,
I think I would want to go out by little child swinging an axe at that point.
And this was the part where the chicken jockey.
Yeah, so simultaneously at the time that Henry is trying to find the earth crystal thingy, Garrett and Steve are making a diversion. So first of all,
they get captured.
Well, no, they start with the diversion playing like the saxophone or something, and then like they get captured.
They did a Mario reference with the saxophone part.
Yeah,
I might have caught that. Yeah.
Yeah, they get captured, and then all of a sudden, Garrett has to go against this chicken jockey and gets absolutely obliterated.
Let's talk about the chicken jockey scene because we've seen the news. People are freaking out about the chicken jockey scene.
I loved him.
Right.
He was so cute.
I mean, yeah, but...
How was your guys' theater?
We had like 3 people in our theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that chicken jockey scene, I've seen clips. People just freaking out whenever the chicken jockey scene, because supposedly it's a rare occurrence for a baby zombie to ride a chicken. Mm-hmm. So that's why they were freaking out in the theaters. And they had to send out a warning to everyone watching the Minecraft movie not to cause a scene during that specific scene, which is crazy to think about it.
I saw some theaters like people brought live chickens and stuff.
What the hell? Right.
I'm going to be honest. The theater I went to was definitely one of the ones where they could have used the warning. The first time I saw the film, I have never heard an entire theater scream, chicken jockey, but I can assure you, I have now.
Cool. I'm slightly more deaf because of it. You saw it the weekend of, right? That released? Yeah, because we waited a week because of that happening. Yeah. But that's crazy. Yeah.
The second time, someone smacked me in the back of the head with a popcorn bucket, which was an interesting addition to the viewing.
What the hell? Bro, just watch this is how you know. This is what happens when people who are chronically on Minecraft and they watch a movie about they don't know any social skills.
Listen, when the Minecraft nerds come out of the basement.
No. We're going to get canceled.
We are, but I don't care because I don't play Minecraft.
Past this point, obviously, Garrett beats the chicken jockey with the help of Steve. And then I believe they're on the bridge or about to like succeed and go back home because now they have both things. But then Malgosha comes in at the weirdest time and is like, oh yeah, yoink. Yoinks the Orb of Dominance and then starts her like evil plan, which is like to make the overworld have eternal night. So then all the mobs can like rain terror. And then from here, because I believe, Garrett basically dies He sacrifices himself, and then Steve, Henry, and I believe that's it. They get on like a gas balloon, and then they crash land, and then they all get knocked out. And then that's when we run into Dawn and Natalie again in the mushroom like forest, right? Mm-hmm. As the little evil plan is starting to commence, that Malebolgia is sort of facilitating. And then, do you want to just run through the fight scene real quick? Oh, well, obviously they get prepared to fight, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First we mine, then we craft.
That was so forced.
So
on 3, Minecraft.
Jesus. So they come up with a plan. Henry has all of these, like, you know, things that he can put together with all of, like, the elements of, you know, the world. And so they build, like, big iron dudes, and they get, like, diamond swords and all this stuff, and then they're fighting. Somehow, some way, Henry throws this little orb that teleports him to the cube, but he is like interrupted, and he's finna like fall to his death, and Garrett shows up and saves him,
that was probably the only sense of suspense I felt throughout this entire movie.
Yeah,
like that actually felt like it was well produced. But then Garrett, I was like, okay, probably Garrett's gonna come in and save him, because like everyone else is already doing something, and I'm like, it was so predictable. Because, like, we all know they wouldn't just get rid of Jason Momoa's character like that. It just felt dry.
Yeah.
Because they were packing it full of celebrities. You know?
And so...
I'm going to be honest. My theater actively booed when Henry was saved. And I cannot blame them. What? It would be really funny if he just fell and he respawned in a bed somewhere.
Jesus, okay.
But they can't do that to a child. They can't. So... But if this was an adult, they could have done that. That would have been funny.
They did it to kids throughout the entire movie. All those piglin children got stabbed all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the one Malebolgia. Okay, I will reference this.
They turned into steaks.
I will reference this. The Malebolgia scene with the little pig child holding the little the drawing. It's like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's so cute. How is this going to help me find gold? Just stabs the child. Okay, I say that was like sadistic, but it was funny.
He was so cute.
It was so cute. Like, I was just like, oh.
But when Garrett saved Henry, he takes the cubes out. The sun come back. All of the little pigs and stuff get zombified, and they blow up.
And then Malebolgia, there's this weird scene with, like, oh, yeah, at the same time, Jack Black shows up in diamond armor and fights Malebolgia. In a weird sequence. I feel like they just want to have an excuse to have him wear the diamond armor.
So she somehow is like, she's getting weakened by the sun because she's obviously going to turn into a zombie.
Well, no, she just dies.
She tricks Steve and be like, hey, I have a knife.
It did four times.
I don't have a knife. I come closer. And she tries to stab him multiple times.
4 times. It got old after the second one.
Yeah. And then they are like, okay, we're finna go. Thank you, Steve. Steve is like, okay, I'm going to stay and you can take... And Don can take Dennis. But then at the last minute, Steve says, you know what? Let's go back.
Natalie says, why don't you bring this creativity into the real world?
Yeah.
Right.
And so Steve comes back into the real world with all of them. And apparently him and Garrett start this, fix the arcade up. They create a new video game.
Which is nothing related to Minecraft, by
Nothing
the way.
related to Minecraft. I think it's called Block Blast Brothers or something like
that.
Some
Smash ripoff.
And then...
Yeah. The ending was another area where it felt like there was a lot of reshoots that they had after people reacted to the trailers, and an editor once again went through and just began cutting things like a madman. Because Steve leaving... that did not feel like it was part of the original script.
No, it didn't at all. I will say that felt very forced.
I agree.
I honestly thought at first that Henry was gonna stay with Steve. I genuinely did.
I thought Garrett was gonna stay.
I did too at first.
No, I would see Henry because
I mean Garrett was broke. So what would he have to go back for?
Well, obviously they built back his business.
Well, I mean they did, but with what money?
He did have the diamonds on him.
Okay, but that's it. But we never see any
Oh, yeah, that's a huge plot
money.
hole. That's a huge plot hole that his money problem never got solved.
We never see, like, because in actuality, them diamonds could have fell out of his pocket when he died, fake died.
Whereas, I guess from the game they produced, but they would have the money to produce the game.
No, they didn't have the money to produce the game.
So they just started making up things on the spot.
Yeah.
Right, just to make, like a happy ending.
Yeah.
So, like, you weren't really they were banking on the people watching this not to think. Right, and just be like, and again, what you said, Nate, earlier, just like, oh, pretty colors. I'm seeing, or I only see what I see instead of making sort of context.
Yeah.
Like,
the one mistake I think they made with this movie was Minecraft fans have already made like a mock fake movie of what they would want the Minecraft movie to look like. And so for them not to at least be influenced by that is very weird.
Right.
Because my best friend is like a Minecraft freak. Like he lived for Minecraft. He lives for Minecraft. He wants to see this movie so bad. He was like, well, there's a fanfic movie that was great. And so
let's quickly react to the Rotten Tomatoes on it. So it's going down by the day, actually.
Of course, thank you.
So it was originally like 48. Then yesterday when we checked, it was 47. Now it's 46 official critics.
It need to be lower than that.
That needs to be 20%.
Lower than
At
that.
minimum. This is probably the worst movie I've seen all year. Right. And this is coming from someone who did play Minecraft a lot as a kid. Right? And then 87% audience score, which is completely biased. This is why I trust most of the time official critic scores, because that's usually the truth lies. So what do you guys think about that?
It should be lower because it was horrible. Honestly, I
would say that 46 actually seems pretty fair to me. It was not a great movie, but it was solidly mediocre.
All right, but other than that, that wraps up this episode of Star Notes. It is the sort of last new movie that's coming out before the end of the semester. We do have 2 more episodes that are coming out in the next 2 weeks, which we are excited for. Yes. But I want to give a special thanks to Nate, our special guest Nate, for coming out today and talking about the Minecraft movie. We greatly appreciate you having you.
I really appreciate being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nate.
No worries. And then, so that does it for this episode of Star Notes. If you like this content, leave a like on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also go on our website at northernstar.info. And with that, we're going to end it off here. We're going to see you next week, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye-bye later. See ya. Say bye, Nate.
Bye, Nate.
Bye.
Bye.